Oh, thanks so much, Aja.
Yeah.
I really appreciate all the work in this retreat so much. I just wanted to tell you that and everything you do, first of all.
Thank you.
I'm having a challenge. It's hard to explain, but it's interesting you were talking about the prajna and the flow and, and having the open heart and all of that stuff because, I've done this work for so long and I've just felt that for so long. And when I started really doing the retreat, when it came to a couple of weeks ago, when you started to really ask us to bring that paradox of, I'll just use the words of the resonance and the resistance into the heart center, right?
Yeah.
And I've been doing that, and something's going on for me where it's almost like I'm having a low-level depression now. And I don't know and I'm looking at it and thinking, is my practice before seeing my resonance, seeing fear, seeing insecurity, seeing doubt, seeing all that and feeling the feelings and allowing it, but I never put it into the heart center. I never did.
I see.
And so that's what I'm dealing with right now, and it's leaving me in this place of like, where's the prajna? Where's the flow? I'm missing it. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. Yeah, because when you bring it to the heart center, all this stuff, fundamentally, it cuts in a deeper way, right? It goes to a deeper place inside of you, right? And sometimes part of doing that, where you open to a part where there's a kind of blocked energy, and blocked energy can feel either blocked, or it can also feel like a lack of vitality.
Yeah.
Right. Or sometimes if the lack of vitality gets, really dammed up, it can start to feel like a kind of, low grade depression or something. Right.
Like a zapping of your energy.
Right.
Kind of like this,
right.
Kind of like, I want to just sit around, and it's really interesting because I'm actually a teacher too, and it's kind of like my business has really slowed down. Everything's like all of a sudden the last few weeks it's all like dun 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 dun, and it's interesting because I've been doing this meditation and trying to put that like in the meditation you say and it might come together those two, the paradox of the resistance and and the resonance might be coming together. And everything is kind of slowing down, and the other part of me, my ego mind's going, something's wrong, something's wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
But I don't know what to do right now. I mean, maybe I don't need to do anything. I don't know.
Well, that's important to consider as a possibility, number one. But I think when we, those feelings of when the vitality sort of drops out of something, you just intuitively feel like, okay, this obviously isn't the destination. This isn't where I want to stay. So that's fair enough, of course. So that's you don't have to, deny that in any way. But my guess is by bringing them into the heart, they touched upon something that's unresolved there, right? Something that's like, oh man,
Yeah.
And
I feel that too.
Yeah, and sometimes if you feel like, say you're kind of holding, and first of all, I thought of something when you were speaking. I just wanted to, before I go on, make sure not just for you, but also for other people that might be listening. When I talk of holding the opposites, if they're there, if they're not there, don't make them up. But if they're there, part of what it is for them to conjoin, we also have to really be open to each of those experiences. Like we have to, can I really let myself feel resistance? Like, can I really go into it and really feel that in a really, really deep way and just allow that to happen? So I know what I'm actually bringing into the space, right? And now, that maybe there's this openness. Okay, can I really, really feel that in the most immediate and deep way that I can? So I say that because sometimes we can have a vague sense of, there's openness and there's resistance, and I'm kind of letting them, but it's different when you've taken the time to really feel the resistance and then really feel the openness. And okay, now you're holding two experiences that have some real vitality. They have some depth and clarification in you. Then the whole process is sort of, it's much more charged in a positive sense because, you actually know the opposite you're holding. But also being sensitive at times, and I think especially with what you're experiencing, that doing this sometimes can evoke, like, not a sense of, resolution where everything's open up. Sometimes what gets evoked is like, there's this kind of flat feeling, this mild depression, this, okay, that doesn't feel like resolution. Okay, but if that's what's evoked, I always go on this principle: what arises because that is what needs your attention.
Yeah.
So if that arises, then you go, okay, well, let me let go of this conjoining of opposites thing for a moment, and let me really see what this is.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
And you can feel in your... I can hear...
ego wants to fight against that.
Right.
No, you don't want to be there.
That's right.
Don't stay there.
That's... Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So now it's right in your voice, right? So I'm glad that you can that easily be honest and real, right? And apply logos with yourself.
Yes.
Because that tells you, like, no wonder I feel a little stuck and lack of flow because I am resisting what this brought up.
I'm resisting the resistance.
Yeah, I'm resisting the resistance. Right? And maybe I don't have to do that. Maybe to return the flow and to come to something more inclusive, maybe what came up from doing this little exercise is exactly what needs my attention.
Yeah.
And if I don't really give it my attention, but it just remains as kind of a vague atmosphere of discontent, and I don't really want to put my attention there because God knows what's behind that door,
right.
Or you just go, discontent. Let me bring that out. What's that like? Can I let myself feel really discontented? Because, don't forget that in the next moment, you can always go, okay, forget. Okay, now I'm going to go, whatever, turn on the TV or go for a walk, or it's not like you have to feel discontented forever. It's like, okay, but hell, is that sort of an underlying theme or something that I've dealt with, that's been kind of there in the background, but I've really never really wanted to bring it out into the light of day. Yeah.
Like therapy.
Yeah. Yes. It's, the same rules always apply. They just go to a deeper and deeper level.
Of course. No, that's good. Okay. Okay. Because what I was doing was I was just kind of like the last couple of weeks just walking around with this thing and this vibration in the back of my head, just like, you still need to deal with this thing and something's going on and this is really bad, and it was having all that stuff, and I was like, this is making me depressed. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My guess is, when it's like bringing that curiosity, right? That, okay.
Yeah.
Now, not that you always feel very jolly about it, but sometimes you don't.
But I love that. It's true. It's open. The willingness for things to be, to be revealed instead of having the answer be what you need it to be.
That's right. Because look, I can almost guess just by listening to you and feeling sort of your energy. You tell me if I'm wrong in this assessment, but I can almost bet, like me, like probably you, and probably like 99, if not 100% of the audience, that we've all, that very often the door to another room of depth, let's say, is almost always through something we've finally faced something we're resisting.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's not like the door says, "Here's revelation, walk through," and all the angels are going to sing as you walk through. It's probably going to be the door that's decorated really crummy. You know what I mean? And it's like it's all worn out, and like, no, that's not the one I want to go through.
I don't want to do that one.
But
exactly.
Sometimes we even though we have all experienced that over and over and over and over and over, it's funny how we can forget it in the current moment and think
when you're experiencing it.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
That's
it's
right.
Like when I work with my students, I always go, "Oh, you're going through the breakdown before the breakthrough."
There it is. Right. Right. So for any of us that are teaching whatever we're teaching,
right.
And I remind myself consciously about this. I'll literally say the words, "Okay, Adya, are you being your best student?" Because that's what you really need to be doing, so that it all is really true. Because one of the great dangers of teaching anything, especially if you're helping people, right, is it's very enticing to be in the position where you're perceived as the okay one.
When you talked about that earlier, I so got that so clearly. And what I do with my students, I'm always like, "Hey, here's my shit right here. Here's my stuff right here."
Which is great.
I'm trying to always be that. But you know what? The ego mind can come in there and be like, "No, I know."
Sure. Right.
Oh, good.
Right.
Good.
Yeah. And it's not, and this isn't, I think it's also just a sort of, not really to reiterate because I didn't say it before, but just to add, is also not to forget the attitude of this is it's not like you're doing this, if I just do that, then I'm going to arrive. There's going to be some great result at the end. I think the more that we can not just have an understanding, but a sense of feel for what's really happening under my imagined idea that I'm doing this and I'm encountering this and I'm inquiring, that really underneath that idea is life is just discovering itself.
Right. It's the Gertrude sign line that there's no there.
Yeah, it's not doing it so it gets a cosmic finish line. It's just what it does. Mm-hmm. It just looks into itself. It seems to have this orientation towards being more and more and more conscious of itself. Yeah. Just for the pure, I think for the pure instinct, it seems to be there seems to be this instinct within conscious beings, within when existence gets conscious enough, there seems to be this, what I call the spiritual instinct.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. And that was what it was kind of like, not scaring me, but just made me like, well, what's going on here? Because I felt like I was kind of losing like what that woman Julia was saying earlier, like that open-heartedness. As soon as I put this in my heart, I felt like my heart was like closing. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What? So really good insights. This is going to make me, okay, good. Great. I feel a shift already.
Wonderful. Yeah, I can hear it in your voice.
Thank you.
Nice to
really
talk
helpful.
with you.
Really helpful.
Wonderful.
And thank you for all you do. You've really been such an incredible light for me. You've never met me or never done anything with me, but I've been following your work for like 10 years, and it's just helped me in so many ways. And I just say namaste to you, my friend.
Well, thanks for sharing that. And it's high time we talked one-on-one then, I guess, if you've been around for that long.
Yeah.
Sure. Nice to talk with you.
Okay, man.
Okay. Be well.